The Battle of Ramree Island, also known as Operation Matador, was fought in January and February of 1945 during the Second World War, as part of the XV Indian Corps offensive on the Southern Front in the Burma Campaign. The island had been previously captured by the Imperial Japanese Army in early 1942, along with the rest of southern Burma. The Imperial Japanese Army were later defeated, and the island, along with the rest of southern Burma, were later recaptured by Allied forces. However, there have been reports of Japanese soldiers being eaten by saltwater crocodiles living in the inland mangrove swamps. The Guinness Book of World Records has listed it as the worst crocodile disaster in the world, and most number of fatalities in a crocodile attack. But over the years, scientists and historians have dismissed this as implausible. So is this a true event, or possibly been fabricated by British soldiers? Let us take a look. On the 26th of January in Operation Sankey, a Royal Marine Force landed on the island of Chaduba, about 6.2 miles on the southwest coast of Ramree Island, and found it unoccupied. On Ramree, the Japanese garrison put up tenacious resistance, but on the 1st of February, the 71st Brigade reached San and parts of the 36th Indian Infantry Brigade from the reserve that took. Sorry guys, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this name, so here. And relieved the Marines on Chaduba Island. When the British outflanked a Japanese stronghold, the 900 defenders abandoned the base and marched on to join a larger battalion of Japanese soldiers across the island. The route took the Japanese across 16 kilometers of mangrove swamp, and as they struggled through it, the British encircled the area, trapping them in the mangrove swamp. As the Japanese were trapped in the deep mud-filled land, tropical disease soon started to afflict the soldiers, as did scorpions, tropical mosquitoes, and of course, saltwater crocodiles. Some British soldiers, including the naturalist Bruce Stanley Wright, who participated in the battle, claimed that the large population of saltwater crocodiles native to the mangrove swamps on Ramree Island preyed on the trapped Japanese force at night and ate many of the soldiers. Wright gave a description in the Wildlife Sketches Near and Far, 1962, quoted by Frank Macleod. That night of the 19th of February, 1945, was the most horrible that any member of the motor-launched crews ever experienced. The scattered rifle shots in the pitch-black swamps, punctured by the screams of wounded men crushed in the jaws of huge reptiles, and the blurred roaring sounds of spitting crocodiles made a cacophony of hell that has rarely been duplicated on Earth. At dawn, the vultures arrived to clean up what the crocodiles had left. Of about 1,000 Japanese soldiers that had entered the swamps of Ramree, only 20 of them were found alive. If Wright was correct, then the Ramree Island crocodile attacks were the worst recorded in history. The British Burma Star Association seems to lend credence to the swamp attack stories, but appears to draw a distinction between the 20 Japanese survivors of one attack and the 900 Japanese who were left to fend for themselves in the swamp. Unfortunately, there are no British military reports that reveal anything of a crocodile attack on Ramree Island, or even any interviews given by Japanese soldiers of the attack, or even by local Burmese civilians. Wright is the only source for the mass crocodile attack, and his figures have often been disputed by other historians, who call the event an urban myth. Macleod later wrote, "Most of all, there is a single zoological problem. If thousands of crocodiles were involved in the massacre, as the urban jungle myth explains, how had these ravening monsters survived before, and how were they to survive later? The ecosystem of mangrove swamp, with the exiguous mammal life, simply would not have permitted the existence of so many saurians before the upcoming of the Japanese. Animals are not exempt from the laws of overpopulation and starvation." So did this crocodile attack really take place? Stanley Wright's book is the only account of this attack, and there is very little evidence to back up his claims, so we may never really know for sure. Regardless of the story being true or not, It is still a terrifying thought to believe that an army of highly skilled, trained Japanese soldiers could be massacred by huge reptiles in the dark of night, regardless of the guns they were carrying. So what do you all think? Do you think this is a true story? Or simply an exaggerated story of what had happened during the battle? I would like to know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my channel and leave a like. Have a nice day.